rocket rocket. From a distance you may think this is the new Golf GTI, but in fact it's the Polo GTI, but it does share many of the same traits and styling as its bigger brother. Now, being the GTI brand, it's got the synonymous red stripe which runs across the front, and this also goes into the headlights as well. It's got LED bulbs. Now, one thing I did find is they're incredibly bright, and the amount of people that flash their lights at you because you think you've got it on full beam. Front of it again is the same. You've got this honeycomb mesh at the top and also lower down. It gives it quite an aggressive looking stance on the road. Wheels on this, it's got the 17-inch alloys. 18 are an optional extra, but I personally think this colour and style does look better in the 17 with this white looking car. Overall, I think it's great. We're going to have a quick look in the back because this is a 5-door, and let's see, is it a practical sports car? I know when you buy a GTI, you're probably not necessarily after practicality, but this has got practicality. It's a 5-door, and I'm in the back of the car, obviously, and the passenger seat is right the way back, and I've still got plenty of legroom. I'd be quite comfortable on a longer journey here. The seats are really nice, the headrest at the back, so you can get really comfortable in here. Definitely easily fit 4 adults in this car, probably squeeze someone in the middle, but overall I'd say this is really practical in the back. It's quite a nice place to be. So what's the performance like of this car? Well, the previous generation of Polo GTI had a rather complicated 1.4 litre turbocharged and supercharged engine. Now this model, I've thrown that away completely. We've gone up to a 1.8 litre with a single turbo. Now what that means is we're pushing out nearly 190 brake horsepower, and in this manual version 320 foot-pound of torque. Well, what you can say about that is a small pocket rocket here that will get to 60 in 6.7 seconds and will top out 147 miles an hour. Manual. Oh, and I really like that. It really is the driver's option. It does come with a dual clutch DSG box, and the thing with that is it does change gear quicker, but you do actually get less torque. This has got 50 foot-pound torque more, so through the gears the DSG is going to be quicker, but in gear acceleration with that extra torque does mean it's got a lot more pickup. It's, well, I think you can get yourself in quite a lot of trouble with this car. And to make it even more naughty, we've got a little sports button down here. This was an optional extra, and what that does when you press it, it firms up the suspension, the dampers. You get more weight on the steering, which is quite nice, and also the exhaust sounds louder. It's a bit cheating really, but I don't care. Sounds good anyway. But there's some audio just at the front there that's piped into the car, so it does sounds really nice, to be honest. Not sure what it's like on the outside. I don't really care because I'm in here. Well, I've answered the question, I think, about what the performance is like on this car. It's very good. I'm quite impressed with this little 1.8 turbocharged engine. The next thing that makes it a GTI is the handling. I found some nice twisty roads, and we'll see, is it any good at this? It should be in theory. It's got a great little chassis on it. It's got an E-diff, so it'll brake one of the inside wheels when going around corners, and certainly when you're progressing on you can heel and toe nicely, and I must say that does stick. It pulls nicely out of the corners. This turbocharger gives it a nice low down torque, and you can just progress so nicely. Yeah, you can, brakes are good, that's really important, so heel and toe it down, and that's sticking very well. Got 2 passengers in here who haven't said anything, which I'm not sure is a good or a bad thing, but out of a corner, comes a little bit light at the top end, but not too bad, and yeah, you can have quite a lot of fun with this. I'm not going to turn the traction control off. I'm quite happy for it to look after me slightly. Not my car, so I do feel that handing it back with a massive dent in the side of it, probably not going to go down well, so I definitely don't want to be doing that. So at the moment, handling is very good, performance is very good as well, and if we look at some of the sensible side of things, I don't know if I want to be too sensible, it's a Polo GTI after all, but if you have got to be sensible, you've got 5 doors on this, you can fit 4 adults quite comfortably. I've got loads of leg room. Person next to me, he's got plenty of leg room. Got a passenger in the back, she's got loads of leg room. So in that way, very good. Boot space on this, again, it's a Polo at the end of the day, so you have got quite a lot. With the increase in engine though, they've had to move the battery to the back of the car, so I think it's only like 28% smaller. That's only a minor thing, you can still do your week shopping. The interior of this car feels very grown up for such a small car. It's competing with the likes of the Up GTI, you've got the Fiesta ST, the John Kipworth Mini and things like that, and this is really nice in here. The quality of Volkswagen obviously is showing through. In front of me you've got the main dials, right in the middle you've got a trip computer, you can change all the settings, you can see average fuel consumption, which I don't like looking at the moment. Also you've got the big infotainment system over on the left hand side, and that's where you can change like DAB radio, all the car settings, and you can control that. You can see that in front of you as well, so you've got 2 different places, because I think when you're driving you don't really want to be fiddling around over this side when I should be looking straight ahead. That's the only problem with cars nowadays, they've got lots of gadgets and things you end up fiddling around with. So yeah, I'd rather just keep my eyes on the road. Over here you've got, across the top anyway, you've got parking sensors. There's a rear parking camera on this, which is really good. Sports button, which we've already discussed. You've got start stop. I often turn that off because that's really annoying, but good for the environment. Button here, we've got traction control, I think it's ASR, I think it's called, it's the Volkswagen's version, and you can turn that off if you really want to. This gives it a bit more play on the chassis. Unfortunately you can't turn it completely off, but does it really matter? Personally I don't think it does, unless you're a bit of a lout and want to power slide around roundabouts and things like that. The rest of it, there's these really nice sort of plastics. Over this side you probably can't see, but there's like quite soft squidgy plastics, and generally it's a very, very nice place to be. Seats wise, these are one of the best things. They've got the wonderful tartan look, which is traditional on the Volkswagen GTI models, and they've got lots of support. Side support is brilliant. You've got height adjust as well, and in order to get yourself really, really comfortable, you've got full tilt and rake on the steering wheel, so you can get in a really good comfortable position and take it out for a bit of fun, and that's certainly what I'm doing at the moment. I'm sitting next to the owner and we've been chatting about the running cost of this car, and it does seem pretty good. He's 23 with 5 years no claims and paying £90 a month on insurance, so that's not too bad for obviously a younger driver and a performance of this car. Quite like that. Fuel consumption wise, really mid-30s. It will drop below that, so you put the sports mode on, and if you want to progress a bit quicker, shall we say, that certainly won't be 30 something. But again, you've got this thing that's producing nearly 200 brake horsepower. That's more powerful than the original Golf GTI in this car. Servicing costs £150 for oil change. Front tyres, I think, have just been done, so you can buy some sort of cheaper type ones, you're probably looking at £60 each. If you want to buy maybe some Pirellis or Dunlops, you're probably more like £100 each. But this car is overall really good, but there are a few minor niggles that have come up. Mainly they are around the price of the vehicle. Obviously is quite a lot. It's around £24,000, and it is their flagship car at the end of the day within the Polo range. And it doesn't come with it comes with air conditioning, but it doesn't come with automatic climate control. You have to pay for that. Doesn't come with cruise control, again optional extra. Luckily this car's got it fitted, but really Volkswagen, you should sort of, I think with the flagship model, that should be included. But like I said, a few more pounds thrown at it and you can actually get that. It's got these wonderful parking sensors and rear parking camera, but unfortunately if you're in traffic it can decide it's going to start beeping at you when you're sitting there, but you can press the button, turn it off. The only other minor thing really, I do find when you are pushing on slightly, there is a bit of torque steer with this car. At the end of the day, you're putting through 190 brake horsepower through a car, through the front wheels, and you are going to get a slight lightness when you do progress on. But other than that, I'd say this is a cracking little car. I think it really does deserve the GTI badge that Volkswagen have put on it. I don't know what you guys think. Does it deserve the GTI badge? I'm saying it does. Put your comments down below. Should that GTI badge remain on the car? Well, that's the end of this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's certainly been a great experience for me in this little pocket rocket. If you have enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't enjoyed it, give it a thumbs down. Comments are always welcome, and remember to click on that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.